Excellent. Okay. So, first of all, welcome, and thank you so much for joining to this healing session.
Thank you.
My pleasure. I one of the things that I have experienced myself, and that's why I prefer to talk about healing sessions than information sharing or workshops. It is mainly because I understand that our true self knows this already. Yeah. And it's nothing new to learn, but it's more about really remembering, going and touching the right buttons, the right fibers for the self to reconnect with what's happening with us. In this case, with us as women. Yes. But the most important aspect is really to starting this process from the feminine body perspective, but understanding at the end of the day, we are going through a journey to connect to self. Yes. And self is neutral. So we're going to touch a bit also on the archetypes that support the feminine body. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to touch very lightly about the symptoms. Yes, because the symptoms very much depend on the soul's journey and the learnings that the person is going through. Yes, and I'll share lots about the experiences that I have had supporting women. Also, we're going to go into that journey of giving voice to ourselves, and ourselves have the memories of all our lineage. Yes, in this case, because we're working on the feminine aspect of our lineage, we're going to connect with our women ancestors. So then we understand what those symptoms mean for us. And you will see that for each of you, even if everyone might be experiencing hot flashes, the symptoms will be the same, but the causes might be very different. Okay? Then I would like to share something that I had the real pleasure and really beautiful experience in connecting to the Council of Wise Women. This is a etheric council that it was introduced to me not even a month ago when I was running my first menopause workshop. I have been supporting women individually, but I haven't sort of been doing it in groups. And that day when I was preparing for that workshop, as I do usually, I will go into meditation in the morning, and I will ask my higher self to guide me into what is that I should be sharing. Yeah, 1 second, Sylvia. What I should be sharing with a group of women, yes, that I'm connecting with. And it was a very interesting experience because I was taken first to an emotion that I had in my body, which was of discomfort in regards to the relationship with my mother. The day before, I had not an argument, but a bit of a different opinions conversation. And I thought I had dealt with that. But the moment I went into the meditation, they said, no, your cells still holding some energy, and you need to release that in order to go deeper. So I first went into that process. I eventually ended up texting my mom with what I really wanted to say to her, which I haven't said because I didn't want to create an argument. And once then I sent that text and went back into meditation, I was presented with this circle of Asian women. Yeah. And I was explained that that circle is a circle that is connected to the consciousness of Earth. Yes. And is the one that is holding the feminine aspect of Earth's consciousness. And it was important to start reconnecting with that circle, because this is how then we will start bringing to our own lineages the real meaning of what menopause means for women. Okay, so we're going to be doing that connection again. Well, again, no. We're going to be opening that connection, and I'm very much allowing each of you, yes, to receive the information that your higher self, your true self really wants to receive from this council. Yes, Sylvia.
No, I just wanted to share something with all of you, because I'm 57 and I started to be in the menopause 7 years ago. It just happened like this because of a big shock that I had. They told me I had a tumor. It looked very, very bad. And in that moment, my period stopped out of shock, I think. So I wasn't prepared for it, but that was the last of my worries, really. But I think we live in a world where the menopause is being really demonized. I'm sure there is something beautiful and magic about the menopause, about this new age in our life that we are living, that brings lots of wisdom. And I'm sure there is so much more beauty than what we are meant to believe. Because if you think in our society is all about fear, keeping our power as women as low as possible, no? Mm-hmm. So before with the periods and then with the menopause, no? The period is painful, it's not nice. There are people that take pills to stop the periods, and you think, what on earth? And then when you don't have the period anymore, it sounds like life is finished. But no, they make us think that the life is finished. I don't agree at all. I was almost relieved to not have the periods anymore, because mine were quite painful. But I think there is a reason, not behind the wound, nor the healing of the ancestors, all linked. But mm-hmm. I'm sure, and I'm really looking forward to this, because there is so much beauty also in being into menopause. It is also about embracing our life as a woman in its beauty in every single part of our life, not only when we are 20 and super toned and super beautiful. There is a beauty if we can find it in ourselves, especially, starting to love ourselves and honor.
Exactly.
Who
and
we are.
This is exactly what I will be talking you through, understanding that there is beauty and there is purpose. Yes.
Yeah.
To
exactly
all of these places, and how we've lost touch in that cyclical aspect.
Yeah.
Which is the feminine aspect of the physical body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's very sad.
You're spot on.
I think it's very sad that every time women talk about the menopause, it's like, oh, are you scared? As a therapist, almost every day I see women that arrive with the patch and eating. But why are you doing this to yourself? This is part of you. You need to reconnect to your power. And to be honest, obviously, I don't look as good as when I was 20. I don't even want to be like that anymore. But apart from that, I'm much more tired. I can't remember things very well. Maybe sometimes I'm short-tempered or anything. But so what? It's not such a big deal.
we will
I
get there,
think
and I would love to see your view when you go through, because you will be accessing to your own memories. Okay, that's for
yeah,
me is very important. Yeah, not what's
yeah,
in here, not what we hear
yeah,
outside, yes, but what's
yeah,
really in the true self, because also our cells hold those memories of the importance of each phase. Yes,
yeah,
but we have created mental structure, which is the information that we have in the mental body. And this is what we need to start cleansing in order then to go deeper.
yeah, yeah.
Excellent. So
Hi, Charlie.
so we're going to be connecting to we're going to be opened connections to the Council of Wise Women. And after that, we're going to go into deep cellular healing. Okay, so I'm going to be guiding you to, once we understood, we have given voice to our women ancestors, we understood what are the memories in our body, we can honor those memories, but also then release ourselves from the patterns that we have inherited from our lineage. So, sorry, a bit about me. I know lots of you, but I don't know some of you, so I'll introduce myself, assuming that you don't know me either. My name is Valentina Martilotti. I am an intuitive healer. Yes, everything that I'm sharing with you today and everything that I do in my sessions all comes from intuition. I don't hold any certificates. Yes, I am an engineer, and that's what I've done for most of my life until 2020, when I had a very abrupt awakening. I thought I was moving into coaching, so I did a coaching program while I was still working as a director in a software development company, until I realized this was taking me much more deeper. Yes, and 2021 was the year when my life went upside down, or I would say I had a rebirth. I left my work. I left my 20 years of marriage, and I started dedicating my life into my self-healing. Yes, understanding there was lots of for me to work. This is when I started also connecting with the divine feminine aspect of the self, starting by a wound of abuse that I had as a child, which I didn't remember. Going through the healing of that aspect of myself, activated my Kundalini. Activating the Kundalini opened my connections to myself in other dimensions. I always, and I started offering sessions, energy healing sessions, but the more I started sort of connecting to people, the more I will start receiving information about all different aspects. And in the last, I would say, year, my life has been taking me in understanding more and more about the biology. First, my own biology, yes, through the healing of my own feminine aspect, but also then understanding that when we're talking about bringing heaven to earth, really what we're doing is that we bring in the divine aspects of ourselves into our cellular level. Yes, and so this is what I do in most of my coaching programs, sessions, talks, is to understand that the real healing happens when we can bring our cellular body into a vibration of releasing distortion. Yes, distortion of our experiences and our soul experiences. And then I'll talk a bit about the connection to our lineage. It's all stored in ourselves. Yes, it is stored in ourselves because the physical body acts very much as a hard drive, which is a projection of our etheric body. The etheric body is also then the accumulation of the information that we have in our causal body, which is the information that comes from our soul. Then the information that we have in our mental body, which is the information that we receive from the lineage, all the mandates, all the programs that we receive is stored in our mental body. And then the emotional is the one that we start using as our own personal hard drive by starting recording experiences that are very important to us, either because they have created extreme joy or the opposite. Yes. And the addition of all that information is then imprinted to our physical body through the etheric body. That's why everything that creates an imbalance in the physical body will have a cause in the combination of our thoughts, yes, subconscious or conscious, and the emotions that they have produced in ourselves. Moving into now menopause symptoms. First thing to say about this is that menopause is not an illness, as menstruation is not an illness. But the reason why we have so many symptoms, yes, is because of all the beliefs that we hold around our menstrual cycle, and also then about the menopause period. I'm working with women on a daily basis, and for women that has experienced really strong menstrual pains, like cramp pains, usually they're related to rejecting their feminine aspect of themselves. Usually those pains will start when they were teenagers and their period started, but they had no support from their families. Yes, or even menstruation came as a shock. They even understand the word school, and they started bleeding, not understanding what was going on, having very much pain, talking to their parents or mothers, just talking very simply about that, and hence creating this shame of having the physical body changing. So usually when we go and go to those memories, start bringing harmony to those memories, is when those cramps, the pain, starts ceasing. In my particular case, I was one of those teenagers that I used to get sick and have fever when I was having my period. Yeah, and it was very much because of the actual shame of becoming a woman, because it was almost because my parents was very much about not wanting to find out dealing with a teenager. and I realized I was carrying all of that weight. Yeah, so every time I was menstruating, I was really rejecting me becoming a woman, because I understood that was generating a lot of rejection from my parents. And that carried up to the age of 43. I would really every month end up with really strong pain in bed, having pills when I was having my menstruation. When my awakening started, I started then having very regular periods, and my menstruation was changing from red, yes, to brown, to smelly, to disappearing. So I thought I was starting perimenopause. Through my own healing the abuse, also then going deeper into connecting more and more with the divine feminine, I started channeling the different archetypes that we're going to talk a bit about now, of the feminine, and started integrating the archetypes and the elements, because each archetype is connected to an element. The pain started easing up to the point that they stopped. and my periods went back into full normal. It's been now 2 years that I menstruate every month, exactly every 28 days, except when I'm doing a very strong healing connected to earth. Usually that healing would prompt myself cleansing myself, and I will menstruate, and then a whole cycle of 28 days will continue from that point. So now I know that when I'm working on a specific healing processes, the way for the body to readjust, it is through menstruation, and I'm back into the circle. So I would like to talk a bit about the emotional causes behind the most typical causes of menopause. But the most important aspect first to understand is that as women, yes, our body is used to having a cycle. Yes. As women, we have 4 stages, which is the stage of the childhood. Yes. We can call that sort of before menstruation. Then we become fertile. Yes. That's the longest periods that we have in our lives. Start at the age of 14, 15, depending. It's getting starting earlier in younger generations, but it's because of all the sexual exposure that there are at the moment. Yeah, so the body is reacting to that sexual exposure up to the point then perimenopause, which is a transitional period, which I believe most of women here are in that transitional period, and then menopause, which is the disease of the fertile point. Now, so we can see that we have 4 phases over our life. Those 4 phases, yes, now they also replicate within the menstrual cycle. Pre-ovulation, yes, it is that connection to that childhood, to that innocence. Yes, and if you start, for those women that are still menstruating, and if you can start paying attention, you will see how much your mental, emotional, and physical energies change completely phase by phase. Today, I've just finished a 6 weeks program with it's called Being a Woman in Spanish. And one of the things the ladies were saying is, it is amazing that at this stage in life, I'm just understanding myself that the mood swings weren't just random, but actually there was an underlying reason why one week I will feel very much about doing something, and the week following I will feel very much opposite to it. So when you start actually understanding your cyclical rhythm, then you understand exactly how we work. Ovulation represents the fertile years. Yes. So it's very much the energy connected to the meaning of that. Then we have the premenstruation, and the premenstruation is what in the life cycle, yes, connects to perimenopause. And I'll talk a bit more about this just in 1 second. And then we have menstruation. What is menstruation? It's the body cleansing, yeah, and being connected to the full self. Is, I don't know whether you noticed, but usually when you were menstruating is when you really want to spend more time within. Meditations will become really powerful. Connection to self will become really powerful, because it's the most neutral expression of self. And then the same with menopause. Yes, menopause has that vibration that is not all that energy of the women is truly for themselves, to connect to that wisdom and start offering that wisdom. So if we looked at indigenous tribes or ancient tribes, the wise women, the old women, will be the one holding the space for the community, being the healers, being the one supporting the young mothers and the whole community. Yeah, so their role was extremely important compared to the role now, where a woman moving into menopause, one of the most common aspects is the self-worth. Yes, and that self-worth is actually what produces in the body the osteoporosis, because the bones are the structure. Yes, it's what's giving us, is giving the structure of the body. So when in me, I believe that I don't longer have that place. I am not longer the center, because, you know, I was the fertile, I was the mother, I was the one bringing the offsprings to the group, to the family, to the man. Then, and when I've done all my life that, now there is no longer a purpose with me. And although now women have, you know, we have careers, we are connecting to lots of sort of different things, subconsciously we're still holding those beliefs, we're still holding the question, what if my partner, my husband, decides to go for someone younger, whether they would still want children. So it's very much that program that needs releasing. Yes, and need cleansing. Back into perimenopause, the same as the menstruation period, that is the period that connects to the archetype of our shadows. Yes, that is connected to our dark energies. And that's why they create so much pain, because we are moving from the ovulation, which is a very loving and social energy, because all ourself is connected to the outer world. Why? Because we subconsciously, we're trying to get pregnant. Yes, so the body is trying to attract, yes, in order then to continue with creating life. And when that doesn't happen, yes, and the body start all the cleansing process, that energy that was projected out there, that is a very emotional energy, now is turning 180 degrees, and now all that spotlights are projecting within. And usually we don't want to deal what we hold in within, and that's why there is the rejection and the pain that the body carries during that phase. Because it is when we get aligned and start looking to the shadows, start looking to bring in harmony to those aspects of ourselves, then the body doesn't need to be in pain. Because what is being in pain is the way for the body to talk to us, telling us there is something that needs to be looked into, that there is an imbalance. But usually what we do is that we give it a pill, we shut him down, and we continue. Yes, but energetically, that distortion is still there. Now, if we move into the life cycle, perimenopause. Hi, Helen.
Vale. Hi, darling. Could you just repeat that thing about the energy around menstruation again? You said it's about the retracting energy, and then you said something else, but I've lost it now.
So I was talking about premenstruation. Yes.
Yeah, no. You went into ovulation, which is where the loving social energy, and I get that. And then you said something about when you go into menstruation, it's that 180 degrees retraction of oneself, because your body doesn't want to attract a partner because it wants to go through the cleansing process.
Yes.
what I wanted to understand, there was something you said, and I just lost it now, about, you said something about retracting the energy, and the reason, I get the reason why we're in pain, because the body wants to talk to us, but you said something in between.
What I was saying, and if someone else remembers, is that we, and unfortunately I don't have the, I have a little chart where I explain. We, based on our hormones, we are very mental or very emotional, yes? And there is a period that we are very emotional, which is ovulation and premenstruation. Ovulation is up facing, menstruation is inward facing. Because it's very emotional, yes, usually would like to show you what is not imbalance within you, yes, and this is what we call our shadows. But usually we don't want to deal with our shadows. So then that's why the body activates the pain, because the pain is the way for the body to talk to us, to tell you that there is an imbalance that we need to look into. But usually we don't pay attention, we just give it a pill and then we continue. Yeah, and that was me for the 38 years that I menstruated until I went into my my healing.
Valentina, I think she wanted to know a bit about the energetic, like the energetic debris that's still there, right? It's still, regardless, like we take the pills, right? So the energy, so that's kind of, I think, where Helena was looking at.
Yeah. So more about, thanks, Donna. It's exactly that. It's the fact that, because I don't have that anymore, but I see it in my daughter, and I was the same. And now I understand why, because I did have a lot of shame, because I had a really, when I got my menstruation, my mother never told me about it.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was. I think I was 12 years old, and I just, like with everything in life, I just got on with it. So I didn't even know there was something like menstruation pads or anything like that. So I thought, well, what am I going to do with this stuff? So I wrapped cotton wool in toilet paper and I put it in my panty line, because what else was I supposed to do? And my mum was not approachable. And now I understand that. So thank you for that. The thing, and yes, I would vomit and get diarrhea on my first day of my menstruation cycle.
Yeah.
For many years.
Because and you know why those symptoms? Because it is that I can face it. You know, it's like I can deal with this. And the biological system that we deal with things, it is the digestive system. So because we were in the energy that I can deal with this, so the digestive system was literally, it's like, okay, we would push away whatever we are ingesting because we don't want to process it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why then we have diarrhea or we have vomiting. Let me just finish an idea. I see Charlie wanting to yeah. So I'll finish this and then I'll go into a bit of the detail. Perimenopause, yes, in our life cycle, it is the premenstruation phase in our menstrual cycle. That's why they activate so many symptoms. Menopause has no emotional, no physical symptoms other than the ones that there is a change in hormones that would stop releasing eggs. Yes. But all what we call symptoms, there is an emotional cost to it. That's why so many women now, they're really deep into their spiritual path and their self-healing, are not experiencing symptoms because they have dealt with all those emotional baggages before the perimenopause has kicked off. One of the ladies that was working with me in the last few weeks, she hadn't had her period for 6 months. Yes, just disappeared. She was 43, no more period. She assumed she was starting, well, she had dryness. She was full on with the lack of desire. We started working, with everything that was going on with her life. And after the first healing session, she menstruated the day after. And then she menstruated again 4 weeks after. And she should be due menstruation on Monday. Yeah. It doesn't mean that menopause won't come to her, but it will come at the right time, connected to the physical rhythm of herself and not the emotional baggage. Okay. Now I'll stop. Charlie, you wanted to.
Thank you.
I've lost Charlie. There you
are. So two things. I think when I started my period, it was really gentle. It was nighttime, and I went into my mum's bedroom. She was in bed, and it was all just like beautiful and welcoming and so on. So I feel like the intro into being a woman was nice. I think I've rejected my femininity all my life. I've never known how to be womanly, feminine. I'm starting to make inroads there. So I've got a couple of questions, really. I guess the rejection or the not knowing of how to be feminine was in me before my menarche. And then also so I've had the same pains and diarrhea and stuff for 35 years that, most of you guys seem to have. And my mother and my grandmother had it as well. So I'm thinking that there's something to heal in the ancestral line as well that they didn't heal. Is that, yeah?
Yeah. And we will be going to see what you get today on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Veronica.
Yeah, I don't even remember getting my own period, which is probably not a good sign. Actually, I have a few years around that age where it's all a blur. But actually, I was just thinking about my own daughters who are 12 and 14. And with both of them, I tried to celebrate when they got their periods because I thought it would be a really beautiful thing to do. But they were both like, stop, mom, that's just embarrassing. And like, don't congratulate me. And I was like, why not? I was trying to joke with them and they just were not into it. And they both don't want to talk about it. I make sure that they always have different sanitary products and that they have access to the things that they need. And I'm open with it. I'll tell them like, I got my period, or, I just tell them when I have my period, and I have a calendar where I keep my periods. And I said, please let me know when you have your period so I can write it down. It's good to keep track of periods. So that's my way of normalizing it. And I can imagine a time or in different cultures where if it was more culturally acceptable to talk about it, because depending on the culture, it might have been more or less, or in some cultures, it might have been even oppressed. But I can imagine in certain cultures where it was more of a value and an open thing, that it could have even been celebrated. And if everyone is looking at it that way, then maybe the young women would have looked at it in a more celebratory way. But I don't know why my daughters reacted that way when I put in the good effort. Is it just because our culture, because of the influence of the culture itself, that doesn't talk about it? Or I don't know, but
it is a mix of things. And I have the same problem with I had 3 daughters, and my awakening was when the eldest was 13 years old. Yeah. And she still very much rejects because I have changed completely from who I was. And she suffers from horrible cramps. Literally, I have to go and pick her up from first aid at school every month. And I do this for a living. And she wouldn't allow me to do healing on her. Yeah. I have helped women to get pregnant. I have made lots of women to stop their pain, to connect with their femininity, and my own daughter. Yeah. And I can't force her. And
Yeah, maybe it's just something about being within the family, you know, or that
yeah.
mom's daughter
And I know
dynamic.
that she has I've seen her soul, I've seen her powers, and I know that as I activated myself through my own healing, that when the time comes, she will have that. Because also I do have friends who have younger children or daughters, and the conversation is so fluid. Yes, and they're going to workshops together. There is, at least in Latin America, lots of indigenous cultures. They have actual celebrations for women when they start. It's called the menarche, when they start their the menstrual processes, and now I see lots of therapists actually organizing those circles with youngers between the age of 8 to 12 to actually start connecting, understanding the phases, understanding everything I was just explaining you, what will happen in each of the phases of menstruation, what will be happening with you physically, what will be happening with you emotionally. But we are transitioning as a collective. Yeah. So the best we can do is, example, my daughter knows that I'm here. I know that I have the abilities, and I know that when she's ready, she's opening up a lot into that emotional space that before she wouldn't even allow, she wouldn't have a conversation with me. Now she's looking for that emotional support. So I know that when she's ready, she will look for the energetic and the spiritual. So yeah, we can rush that. Elena.
Cool. Hi. So that's a very interesting thing that Veronica just explained, because the difference between my two daughters, when they both had their menstrual cycles very late, and they both had very different experiences. My oldest daughter suffers terribly, which I will now go with her and heal now with her together. But my youngest daughter, her very best friend, arrived at the house on the day that she got her first menstrual cycle. She arrived with a care package. She arrived with a little box, and she arrived with fluffy socks, and she arrived with all the loving things. Yeah. So it was a celebration for my daughter from her closest friend. And it was such a beautiful thing. It was like we celebrated it in a sense, like, yay, you finally joined the club, you know? And she doesn't have the same experiences as my Bella and I had. So it really does work. And I'm sorry that Veronica's daughter didn't really connect with that, because, and maybe, yeah, you know, we as mothers, when we do the right thing that we would love, and they reject us because we're their mothers. But if it comes from a friend, which was so beautiful, that my oldest daughter phoned and started crying on the phone, because she was like, yeah, that's what's so beautiful. And she's like, I wish I had a friend like that, you know, and I get it. And I get emotional now because it was such a good thing. Changed everything.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, my daughters had that bit of a rejection, but they also have easy periods. So maybe just the fact that it was out in the open had its effect. Maybe. I don't know.
No, I think the energy exchange was exactly what needed to happen, which is exactly what you're saying, Valentina. And I think that is what you set the standard, you set the bar, you kind of cleared it. Whereas I haven't cleared it yet. So Isabella still has it. But what happened to Angelina, when it happened for her, there was a clearing. There was a line put in place. Yeah. So what I have to do is fix this stuff with me and Bella, so that Angelina doesn't come into that space either, because it will come if we don't clear it. That's just what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
but it's been set on the right path though. So she does have very good cycles. And yes, she's also created a situation for herself now where she does dance competitions, and every first day of the dance competition, it aligns with her menstrual cycle. So there is something brewing, there's something happening. So I need to clear this as soon as I can, because otherwise it's not going to work for her going forward.
Because also then her physical performance over menstruation just diminishes, because the body is doing a complete different process. Whereas a week after pre-ovulation, boom. Actually, if you check, Nike has an app for what to eat and how to exercise based on your cycle. And there are other sport apps. So now even athletes are training differently and are feeding differently, women athletes, yes, depending on where they are with their cycle. Because now they understand that we are not lineal. That's very masculine energy. So one of the few things that I was still working when I started having all this information coming to me about the cycle, about bringing harmony to my physical body, to reconnect with the cycle. And I remember I said, okay, I'll give it a go. I was managing a team at the time, and I started organizing myself, my board meetings, my team meetings, my risk analysis, based on what was the most optimal energy, yes, for that, in regards to my mental state, my emotional state, and literally the amount of effort that I require, for example, to go and ask for an extra £1 million to the board because the project required. If I was in ovulation, just like that, 15 minutes meeting, because the emotional aspect, yes, I didn't know at the time, the energetic aspect, your physical, is all out there. So you're chatty, you're social, you're smiley, what else? If you try to do that a week after, when you're pre-ovulating, that is a disaster, because you're doubting yourself, you don't want to be facing anyone, you're in fear of being, the spotlight, sorry, the center. So completely. And what I did, I started actually looking back when I had really good meetings, really good reviews, and it was all aligned when I was either pre-ovulating or ovulating. Because pre-ovulation is a very mental state, ovulation is a very emotional but very savvy emotional state. Whereas pre-menstruation, menstruation is very much just like, go inside the cave, sort yourself out, bring harmony to yourself, so then you prepare for the new cycle. Yeah.
I heard actually that when you are menstruating, you are very creative.
Oh, extremely creative. That is
Yeah,
when your channel is fully open. That's why you're so creative.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Yeah.
you're fully connected to the right side of the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a very important part that you can still use. I can't, but maybe when somebody is menopausal, to go back to the menopause, we are always creative.
Yes.
It's not.
But we need to bring order. Yes. We need to integrate the 3 other archetypes. And I'll just talk to you a minute about the connection of the archetypes and the elements. Yeah. That's why then, back into the sentence I was trying to finish. Perimenopause, yes, it is a transition period, because menopause is when you're fully connected to self. But for that channel to be opened, you have to go and bring harmony to all the distortions that you have energetically, emotionally, mentally. That's why then perimenopause triggers all the symptoms, because it's telling you, okay, you're moving into something new. Yes, the body has given you the chance every month to go through the cycle, but you have been rejecting it. So now the body says, I'm going to give you a bit more time. I'm going to bring that debt that you have to yourself emotionally, so you can bring harmony, so then you move into menopause in full connection to self. Yes.
So obviously, if you jump the pre-menopause, that you don't have that luxury, no?
But
One
that's the
step
thing. We have to
missing.
stop thinking that it's a luxury, because it's really about just becoming so simply of being in our body and start listening to our body.
Yeah, I totally agree. Is what I was saying at the beginning. I don't see the big deal to be menopausal. Yeah, the only
It's
big
quite
deal
the
is
opposite.
that obviously you look older, but
we have to accept that we are in a biological due date physical vessel.
yeah,
Yes, if we wanted to
yeah,
experience eternity, we wouldn't be here in this body.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
and
I think our society doesn't like women menopausal because you need always to look stupidly super attractive and
but
being
this has to do with, we are finishing a human period of very distortive masculine
yeah,
energy. Yeah, and
yeah,
that masculine energy was oppressing the pattern over
yeah,
the matrix.
yeah,
And of course, because we were forcing those patterns, the end, by oppressing the feminine, the
yeah.
feminine lost the understanding that they were supposed to be equally balanced. Yes,
And also much
in a war of duality, yes, but the duality was supposed to be connected, but a never-ending infinitive, always finding the right balance between the positive and the negative, the feminine and the
yeah.
yin and the yang. But we've lost
And also women are more than what they look, no? We're just not a beautiful package.
exactly. So
that
what we can do
matters really.
our end is to bring back that harmony first within us. So once we bring the harmony within us, we start projecting that. So we're no longer holding the collective, yes, from the imbalance, but now we bring in harmony and creating a new collective, a harmonious collective.
Yeah.
Charlie.
I just wanted to check, are there different slides or are we just staying on the menopause
We stay on this
slide?
one because I haven't been able to move on.
Oh, it's fine. It was just someone else asked it before. I couldn't remember who, and I couldn't see. I thought I'd seen you flick through some. But...
Yeah, no, but it's because we haven't been able to talk a bit about the emotional symptoms, but then we're moving on.
Thanks.
So quickly rush, because I said this is very much the personal journey of healing, understanding why your biology is manifesting those symptoms. Yes. Hot flashes. Yes, let's do it very simply. What happens when a machine is overheating? Yes, it is not functioning correctly. It's putting too much effort in moving, yes, but not actually going to the right smooth connection to all of the parts of that machine. So when the body generates that hot flash, it's telling us about an imbalance in what we're thinking and what we're feeling. So the invitation is to, when you experience the hot flash, just stop for 1 second and see what were you thinking, yes, before the hot flash. Because you will understand why the body is releasing that overcharge. Because what you thought or what you have just experienced, you found it really hard to deal emotionally. So the body is the one then activating. And of course, when we start with, we always having the hot flashes is telling us that that imbalance is still there. Yes. And something that I wanted to share about this is not just about us, but also about the lineage. Yes. But something very important, because I see a lot of confusion in people working with biodecoding or bio-emotional healing, yes, is that we're not just carrying the karma of our ancestors, yes. We have chosen the perfect lineage with the perfect information, biological information for our soul, yes, to have a physical vessel to bring harmony to the disharmony that it has in its magnetic field. So, for example, I was born in a lineage that was incest over and over and over and over again. Yes, until it happened to me. But it's like, oh no, poor me, that I am the victim of the incest that is a pattern, yes, within my biology, within the DNA of my lineage. My soul had also a record of incest, and it needed to rebalance it. And the only way to bring forgiveness, to be backed into that 0 point, was to be born into a matching biology, so then I can have the experience and within my consciousness to forgive or to repeat. Yes. So everything that has been happening in past generations, diseases, patterns of abuse, I'm just trying one word that is not coming. Scarcity, yes. Type of illnesses, type of cancers, yes. And they're activated in my biology is because I had a similar vibration, magnetic vibration at soul level that needed a physical biology to bring harmony. We cannot heal our soul unless that we are in a physical body. That's why there is no ascension, there is no enlightenment if you're not alive.
Say it again, please.
There is no ascension, no enlightenment unless you're in a physical body. The starting point of our enlightenment happens while we are alive. Don't think that you will die and your soul will go into some sort of, as I've seen, karma council, and it will go, okay, all right, good. Yes, we came to Earth knowing that we will end this game when we were back into 0 point of all the experiences that the self can have in this physical plane. Yes. So yes, amazing to go and work with ancestral healing and release everything that we received. But if you are experiencing the effect of that ancestral healing, you have to go deeper and understand that there is something in your soul that requires that. So usually what happens in sessions that when I start with some sort of pattern or illness, yes, and the person is really open, it is like, I keep saying, it's like they have unlocked the safe box. So they have gone into the right vibration of why this is happening to them. I'm shown the past life or the fractal where that energy activated in them. So something else to understand. Everything that we believe are victims yes, that has happened to us, believing that we haven't done anything to deserve that. Yes, that's true. That could be the reason in this life. We have done something in another life that was the opposite energy. All the experiences that the soul decides to have on this earth are positively initiated by us. What I mean by positive is that we are actioning that experience first. Yes. And then once we have actioned the experience, we will go into distortion. Our energy will go into disbalance. And the soul will then try to find the experiences, sometimes many different lives, to rebalance that and be back into 0 point. So we never experience something first as the I guess the best word is the victim, you know, the abused one, yes, the attacked one. We always started with being the actioner.
Yeah.
And then life will take us through the experience to bring the harmony. So many things that we will experience through the perimenopause, all these symptoms are mostly related about all the emotional debt that we have in our life that also matches the debt of our female lineage that is giving us the opportunity to bring harmony and to heal. Yes. Of course, there are experiences where we didn't have the consciousness, we didn't have the understanding, and we will fully into menopause, and we might still carry the symptoms. However, that doesn't mean that you can still go and heal and bring the harmony of all the feminine aspects to yourself. Yes, it's never too late. While we're still alive, it's never too late. We can always heal whatever we need to heal. So, lack of sexual desire. The lack of sexual desire usually is triggered as a protection mechanism. Yes, because what we have experienced in our lineage and then in other lives, that usually women that stop being fertile, they were replaced by the male partners, because the focus of the tribe, the focus of the subconscious is to propagate the species. Yes. So for those communities, for those families, for those cultures where they weren't really connected to consciousness, they weren't really understanding the wisdom that a woman is holding because it's connecting to the earth consciousness, moving into that stage of their lives, they will be the women that usually will be pushed apart or rejected by their partners. So the protective mechanism is like, I'll stop having sexual desire, yeah, before my partner stop rejecting me.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is, we might don't have a partner right now but that is the biology. Yeah. You have to understand that biology will always try to keep the harmony of continue the survival and protecting the species. So whatever it does, always just trying to keep that going. Yes. So we have experience emotionally, and even maybe we have someone just dying of sadness for that experience. They will say, okay, we'll protect you. I'll create this shield around you, and I will trigger this. Dryness, same thing. Yes. If I'm dry, it's painful. If it's painful, I'm rejecting.
Right.
Yes. And also we'll talk about, because there is lots of women suffering from dryness from very early ages. Yeah, from 20s and so on. So usually there will be cases of abuse, rape, yes, that they have experienced, or that it is recorded in their lineage. A wife having to say yes to the husband's desire when she doesn't want to, for the subconscious, is considered rape. Yeah, because you're doing something against your will. But because we have the mandate of, you always have to be available for your husband. Yeah, otherwise your husband will lose, will go and try to replace you. That's the mandate of ladies. So everything that we have received from our mothers and grandmothers, that we are acting against our will and desire, the body will give you the alerts, the red signals that there is an imbalance. So usually when dryness, if you go to your own sexual experiences, start backtracking, you mostly will find that more in one occasion you said yes, even to your day-to-day partner, against your own will. Night sweats are very much connected to hot flashes. That again is the subconscious. It's trying to bring you information. It's trying to release emotion, lots of emotional baggage. So usually you will have the night sweats, and if you, in most cases, women will remember the dreams. Yes, and they will be very active dreams. So I would suggest that you have a notepad next to your bed and you write the dream, because you will receive a lot of information in the dream about emotional imbalance or lots of mental processes that you don't need releasing. Mood swings. So mood swings, the same as insomnia and lack of direction, they are connected to purpose. Yes. Why? Because in the biology, we have the mandate that women, we're supposed to be mothers, and hold the space for the family. So even for women that they're still menstruating, but when their children are getting older, starting their own life, the partners start deciding to do all these sports because they're dealing with their own worries about aging. What we find is that we have been the one holding the space for that family environment. And even if we don't have a partner and we don't have children, we might be holding the space for our parents, our brothers and sisters, their children, or our friends. Yes. So when we are sort of getting old, and we can see everyone is starting to do their own planning, their own projections, and they're not longer looking our support, we feel that there is no longer a purpose because I was the one holding the space. But usually the question I ask everyone is like, from where you were holding the space? It was truly because you were in the frequency of unconditional love, or there was this, I'm doing this so then I can be seen, I can feel that I have a meaning, that I'm valued because people is seeing me, people is needing me. So what we go into is heal that lack of self-worth in us. Yes. So everyone can do whatever they need to do, and we are connecting to our true purpose and true connection. Irregular bleeding will be very much connecting again to the body starting giving you these messages that things are changing, but you might be accelerating the process because you still have that list, yes, of emotional debt that you need to look into. So is an irregular bleeding, I mean, that would be perimenopause. Yeah, that is a definition. Is not a, it's just a sign. Yeah, it's part of the transition. But when the regular bleeding comes with, I would say, change of color, change of smell, is that you start having some sort of infections or things start getting a bit wild, is the womb talking about you need to sort out your own house. For the subconscious, womb is home. Okay, so anything that now moving more into the symptoms that we might have, like cysts or endometriosis or anything connected to the womb, it would be talking about an imbalance into how we are connecting to the idea of home, or what we consider home, or how we feel that that home is being not respected. Yes, there is. So the wound will talk lots about our own connection with our idea of home, and of course then the whole physical body is home. So this is a very quick, very fast, you can re-listen again to this part, but as I said, the most important part is when you start listening to your body, when you're having the symptom, allow yourself to breathe in, connect with the moment, becoming of being in presence, and just listen. Ask the question, what is that you're telling me? What is that I'm not seeing? What is that I am afraid of seeing? What is that I'm still carrying that I haven't had the guts to go and look into? This time I'm prepared, I'm open, yes, and I'm here to support you. We really need to start talking to our body as a friend, because the body has so much information. It is a perfect machine. Yes, and when we listened, when we stop being afraid of dealing with that emotional debt that the body is carrying, is that when the real healing will start taking place. And that's when we are bringing the harmony. We can start bringing higher aspects of our consciousness at cellular level, yeah, a vibrational level. Moving on. So one thing that I've and this is something that I've channeled, and of course then is something I go in much more detail because I work with this aspect week by week with women. So we are, I think we now got the idea that our nature is cyclic, yes, and that we as women are connected to 4 different archetypes, yes. Some literature will talk about the maiden, the mother, the enchantress, and the wise, yeah, which reflects different aspects of the feminine expression. One of the things that I've when I started downloading the this program that in Spanish I call it Ser Mujer, and I translated that now in English into being cyclic, is that each of those archetypes are also connected to an element. So every month, in every phase, we have one element, yes, that is prominent to support us in our life. So the first element, starting from pre-ovulation, is air. Yes. So the air element is, it will bring you lots of clarity, yes, and very good ideas about how to do things, and bringing mental structures, releasing all patterns, really to understand what is there in that mental body that you just can't release and clean. Yes. So one of the things, depending how we're doing with time, I would love to do today is to do an active connection to each of the elements. Yes. The next element that we connect through our cycle when we are ovulating is earth. If you look at the Japanese medicine, and yoga, usually they will connect ovulation to water. Yes, but the way I was shown, the way I channel it, is that really is the earth element. Why? Because when we are ovulating, we are bringing the whole DNA, the whole lineage, the whole information of our biology, yes, to activate a new life. And this is what earth does. Earth creates. So when we are ovulating, we feel that grounding. And also then because we need that grounding, so then when we come into menstruation and to connect with emotions, we are opening that channel because we fully grounded. Yes, we now invoking the water element, and we can open the channels to our higher self. So the earth element, when we're still in the menstrual cycle, when a woman is ovulating, is the optimal time for healing the lineage. Is when to go up in the family tree, yes, up into the female lineage, and bring, yes, all of that information and releasing and canceling whatever contracts we have that we no longer want to experience. We have now connected with the understanding. Then we move into the fire element. Yes, so when we are pre-menstruating, and again, the fire element is the one available for the perimenopause. I just had this amazing process with one woman. This week she was transitioning pre-menstruation, and we were activating the fire element. And I have a candle with me. I got called a master candle. So every time I do healing or I'm doing group healings, the candle is there. The fire is supporting me. And we were working in her shadows. Yeah, so then we can activate the fire element. And every time, you know, I was confronting her with her shadows, the fire would just start, the candle, it was crazy, it was just dancing. And I was saying, you're not being honest to yourself. You're just saying yes, yes, yes to me, yeah, to what I'm telling you, but you're not truly accepting that you want to release that aspect of yourself, because you're still in separation and you're feeling ashamed that I'm confronting you, that I'm showing you your shadows. And I say, and this is not about, you know, you being protected of me, because I say, what I'm seeing, what I'm channeling is your energy information. Yeah, it's not mine. Well, there is always an aspect of myself, otherwise I wouldn't be creating that scenario for myself. So that I'll shut up. And until actually she got into that point of truly surrendering to her shadows, the fire element wouldn't activate on her. Why? The fire element is the one that allows us to transmute, yes, to release the old, just to make it ashes. It's done. There is nothing else needed. It's ready, yes, to move into something different. But the fire element will only be working at cellular level. It won't be working within us when we are really open to see our shadows. Again, we came to this plane, yes, this particular earth duality, to experience both things, to experience light, to experience darkness. And until we don't accept that we are full of shit, yes, I was just saying to someone, I have felt even like a sexual pleasure of making people feeling uncomfortable. And I'm saying, my biology is not different from anyone, but now I understand how the biology works. Yeah. And I don't feel ashamed of talking about what my biology is making me feel, because the shame, what it's doing, oh, we don't talk about that. So then if we don't talk about that, we don't heal it. because it's in the shadow and I don't want to look at it. But it is already part of our energy. If I don't look into it, I'm not healing it. I'm still carrying it. And I'm not just carrying that distortion, but also I'm carrying all the entities and all the parasites that are feeding from that shadow.
Mm.
I had a session a few weeks ago with a guy. He's having this amazing opening, an awakening process, connecting to his guides, having downloads about how the universe works and all perfect, and connecting to Archangel Michael, and I don't know who else, and ascended masters. And I was having my session. The first thing that came to, we meet regularly. And this question just came to me, and I asked him, "Is like, do you know what shadows, what shadow is?" And the connection stopped, the internet. So he reconnected again, and he's like, "Okay, this is usually when that happens because it's the right thing." So I said to him, "Do you know what shadow is?" And I could see, like, he was even just trying not to do eye contact. And I said, "Well, I'll tell you what shadow is. Shadow is all that shit that we do and we know about us that we will freak out if anyone else finds about that."
Yes.
Shadow. Yeah. It's all the darkness that we carry, our dirty secrets that we don't want anyone to find out. The internet went down again for him. He reconnected, and I say, "Okay, there is something here." So,
And Valentina, I'm sorry to interrupt you, because what you're saying is really activating me. Some shadow we might know about because there's some things that we know that we are embarrassed to talk about, but there may also be some shadow of things that we don't know or we've forgotten or we're blocking, right? So some things may be conscious and some things may be unconscious.
but the opening.
So how do we
door
access the unconscious stuff? I
conscious
guess
one.
that's why you do your sessions, right? To get to that unconscious stuff also.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. But usually then the open door to start working with your shadows, yeah, if you don't have access to a therapist or someone that will be channeling for you, is to start looking into the things that you do know. Because our higher self and our guides are desperate for us to heal. Yes, and by heal, I mean start connecting to higher levels of vibration. So the moment that we go into saying, "Okay, I'll start looking into that shit," then you will start having dreams, you will start having memories, you will have someone like me talking to you and saying, "You can go a bit deeper." Yes, synchronicity start taking place. But if we're still rejecting what we know, what we remember, because we feel that we will crumble down if we go into that territory, we're still carrying the shadows, the darkness, and not really looking into it. So let me finish the story with this guy. So I said that to him, and he opened up and he said, "I have been seeing a prostitute for the last 2 years since I got divorced. I first started it because I was so upset with my ex-wife that in a way I thought I was punishing her." I said, "Okay, perfect." I said, "That's your business." And then he said, "But I feel something really strange because I feel a lot of guilt, but then something activates in me, just maybe once a month or something, and I end up repeating and doing it again." So I said, "Now let's go and look into the energy." He had a massive entity attached to him. Yes. And the entity, although, yes, the first step, again, everything always starts with a positive action. So we are making the first step. And when we do that first step, what happens? Our vibration lowers. And when that vibration lowers is that when an entity comes to us. But there is something more about that. usually we hold contracts with those entities that we have done contracts in other lives. Yes. So we
Really?
might not have experienced the entities, but something happened in our lives that we go into that right vibration. Again, that safe box that I was telling you before. When we match the vibration to the experience of another fractal, that's why then whatever contracts we are having, because we know that all lives are happening at the same time, there is no time and space, we bring whatever contracts, whatever connections, we bring them to this life. But the beautiful thing is that in this life, we can release them. And we're not just releasing them for this life, but we're releasing them from all the other lives.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Of course. Yeah. Otherwise,
Thank God.
we will never lose that. Sorry, ladies, I'm not looking at the chat because yeah, I'm just trying to move into the healing part. There is so much to share. So usually, you know, when we are under when we're still menstruating, we are connecting to we can start doing the connection to each of the elements in the right archetype, connecting to the right archetype, because also then we are connecting to the right frequency. We bring in a conscious activation to that archetype. Yeah, which are, we have access to all of the archetypes that exist in this planet. So Isis, Thought, Horus, is like, there are all archetypes. They, although they came to Earth, but they came with a very clear vibration. Yes, a very clear frequency. Merlin. So we have access to go and experience those archetypes if we want to. But first, we need to bring the harmony to the basics. And in this case, as women, it is the cyclic archetypes connected to our cyclic biology. Let me see what we do. Now we're moving now into, okay, now into the body. We're going to start now our actual process, but before that, anyone has any questions? I'll suggest that anything that you want to share, we do it towards the end, because I don't know how people's availability, and I would really like to do the healing.
Just
But
go to
any
the
questions at this stage? Excellent. Okay. I have suggested for the healing to have any jewelry from your family. If you have it with you, I'll suggest that now you hold it in your hand. Yes, because there is a certain vibration in memories.
No, I just want to mention that I have this jewelry from my grandmother Marina, who I was very close to, and I've had it in a bag because she passed away in a nursing home, and I always feel guilty that she, you know, died in this nursing home alone. And I've had her jewelry in a bag, and I've been wanting to clean it since she passed away. Like, how long ago was that? 15 years ago.
Wow.
And since you mentioned something about jewelry, I finally cleaned it right before our session. I finally cleaned the jewelry. Although I found that I thought these were real pearls. Then when I was washing them in hot water, I realized they're plastic. So I'm realizing some of it is not as valuable as I thought it might be. And now I'm like questioning whether any of this is real. But anyway, this one seems meaningful to me because it has both of my grandparents' names, Marina y Eduardo.
Wow.
So just the fact that their names are on here. Then, but anyway, so I just wanted to say thank you for mentioning family jewelry, because I had not cleaned this for 15 years and I've just cleaned it. So
that's amazing. It's actually, it was very interesting when I was writing yesterday what to bring. I have done lots of cleaning, energetic cleaning to family jewelry to people, but I have never actually done healing using. So, and that came, and I know that when it comes is because it's holding information that is important for the people attending. So I never question now what I receive when I'm writing down things to this session. So it will be very interesting to see what we receive. Also, I asked if you could have a candle with you. Yes, and so we're going to intention the candle.
Sorry, Vale, you asked also for the salt in the plate.
Yes.
What do we do with it?
We're going to put the candle in the plate, and the salt is to, we have to do a circle. The salt is actually, we have to do the circle first. The salt is to protect the energy of the cleansing. The candle is going to be cleansing. It's going to be bringing light to the healing that we're going to do with our lineage.
So we need to put the candle in the plate.
Yeah, but you have to make sure that it's very well melted, so then it remains. So if you prefer to hold it in the candle holder, but put that in the plate, yes, with salt around.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the salt around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the salt around is very important. So then there are no any other energies influencing the work that we're going to intention the candle with.
And how much salt?
It doesn't matter as long as there is a close circle around it.
Because this salt is very expensive. I was thinking, oh, I don't want to use.
You are healing yourself. Come on.
Yeah, but I like salt.
That's what you're healing, the scarcity. Where is the abundance of the heart?
Okay. And we need already to light the candle.
No yet.
Do you
no
want
yet. Hold your horses. Do
Ah,
the
no, sorry, because I didn't hear everything you said. So
okay, do the circle, and when everyone is ready, yes, let me know. We won't yet light the candle because we first need to intention the candle, because otherwise we're just lighting a candle. Yeah, we need to clean the candle and we need to set the intention for the candle.
I'm just I'm lighting my candle to start with because it's having problems. I just wanted to melt the bottom to get a bit stick.
No, not yet, because you have to hold the candle against your heart. Then you will melt the bottom. Don't do it just yet.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Please
It's
don't.
only because the candle I tried it already, and I realized that the candle isn't keeping the flame.
That's okay.
So
You will have time to do that, but you have to
Oh, okay.
you have to clean energetically the candle and set the intention, because otherwise you're putting a candle in a plate with no intention. So you won't be
Okay.
holding the
Okay.
healing. So don't
Is
rush.
one of these tea lights okay? It has to be a long
Who is talking?
candle.
So something about a tea light?
I'm not sure. Someone's hanging there.
She wondered if a tea light was okay or if she needed a taper candle.
For the work that we're going to be doing, if you don't have anything else, tea light is fine. But usually when we work, when we use candles for healing, the candle has to be freestanding, not in a vase. Yes, because it is part of the way that the candle is melting. That is also telling you very much about the healing process. But because we won't be doing candle like wax reading after the work, it's fine. But usually you don't use, because otherwise what you're doing is like you the candle represents our physical body. Yes, the wax represents the actual body. The how do you call this in English?
Wick.
The wick
Wick.
represents the soul. Yes, and the fire represents spirit. Yes, so if we are holding it in a vase, we are not allowing the body to express. So that's why you never do healing in a vase candle. Yeah, always have to be freestanding. So because the candle expresses Let me show you a work that I was doing for myself last week. I think I was sharing that in the 12 system group the other day about my crazy candle dancing and
Valentina, how long a candle do we need? Because I've only got a short stumpy, but I also do have a long one, but it's bendy, so I need to maybe cut it. You see, it's warped a little bit from the heat.
Yeah.
So maybe I should go
use the short one. Yeah, mine is bendy too, but I know that I'm going to be paying attention to it. Okay, so this candle might look horrible because it had some honey and spices, but look at the shape of this candle. Has let me see if I can twist it. Yeah, look how the candle melted. You can see it was in a plate. Yeah. And if when you start reading and have a look to the shapes, see that here there is a fish, and here there is a face, like an Indian face. You know, I was interpreting, and this is one of many figures that the candle show.
Can you stop the presentation, Valentina? Because I can't see you're like a tiny little.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. And there is in another picture, it has the shape. Look in here. Looks very much as a whale. Oh,
We can see it.
as a whale.
No, it is coming. There you are. Oh.
You see a little whale. And I was doing lots of healing with water. And yeah, so it is very interesting to read candles when we have intention in them at work.
So basically, it's better to leave the candle on the plate instead of using a candlestick.
Yes, but as I said, you have to be careful. You have to make sure that it's wax, so it has melted. Good, so then it can be standing.
Yeah,
Usually we will use bigger candles, but because we are not going to be doing candle reading, we're only sort of invoking the fire element to help with the work that we're going to be doing today. I want it because you cannot turn off the candle. You have to let the candle to fully melt. Yes, because it's supporting the work. And also then to know that when we intention in a candle, fire is working for us. Yes, so it will be supporting the work, so there is like no problem of like the house getting burnt or anything. I have had candles light for weeks because the size of the candles, and I have been away on trips and coming back, and the candle was still standing and doing the work. And yeah, so but of course is you know, it also have to come from the certainty in you that you are creating, you're manifesting your reality. And if you're trusting the fire, yes, to support you for transmuting whatever is ready to be transmuted from your healing, that you won't doubt that that's happening. Because otherwise we're still based in separation, in fear, and so on. So, candles. I want you to take the candles and the jewelry to your heart. Yes. And you're going to close your eyes. And we're going to do 3 deep inhales. We've been talking too much. We've been in our minds, you know, just receiving all this information, going back and forwards into our own processes. So we will just take a moment to be in presence. And a deep inhale. And exhale. We bring in harmony to our physical body. Another inhale. Bring in harmony to our soul and slowly exhale. And another inhale. Bring in harmony to our spirit and exhale. And I'm going to continue breathing as my body requires. And I'm going to set the intention for this element, the candle, the fire, the wax, to support my healing, to bring light into my own darkness, to bring light into the stories of my female lineage that I'm prepared to give voice. And I'm going to connect with gratitude to the elements. I'm thanking to be on this experience on Earth, in this point in time of humanity of evolution. I'm going to invoke the 4 elements. It might be, maybe not, the first time that I'm consciously connecting to the 4 elements. And with all respect, and invoking the air element. Understanding that air can be a beautiful breeze, but it can become a tornado. And I'm grateful for both experiences because they're talking about my own consciousness, my own understanding of the world, my own grade of separation and holding duality. So I'm going to be requesting the air element to bring me clarity, understanding, as I am prepared to integrate that element in me. Now I'm connecting to the earth element, the grounding, the creative aspect. Earth holds the key of creation. A seed wouldn't become a tree without earth. Our womb is earth. Our womb holds the key of creation. And through my womb today, I'm going to connect through my own memories, my cell memories, to all my ancestors, listening to them, understanding what they have experienced as women. And I am grounding myself grounded my family tree, to bring a new vibration, a new consciousness to my biology. Recording new frequencies to my DNA. Because I am a creator. I have the capacity, as we all have, as humans, but we forgot. Today I am remembering, and I am open. And I honor the earth element. Now I am connecting to fire, invoking with all respect the fire element, the fire that is bringing light, but also can help me to distract, to create new. And I am prepared to connect with the understanding, the learnings, the purpose of my shadows, the secrets of my lineage, bringing light, bringing love, a non-judgmental understanding of everything that has been experienced by my ancestors. Now I connect to water, connecting to the vast subconscious, that network that has been connecting us all. That emotional ocean that we all part. And I am requesting the water element to allow me to flow at ease, to bring harmony to my internal waters. Connecting to the movements of my water, a circulation system. Taking life when it's needed, cleansing, releasing. Water can become a mirror in a quiet lake. Reflecting the sun, reflecting source, while absorbing it. But can also be movement of tsunami, the distortion vibrations that the subconscious hold. I'm open to experience both in love, in understanding. And I am grateful for activating, consciously activating the water element in me. Now connecting to the candle. I'm going to clean energetically the candle, releasing any energetic memories connected to who has manufactured the candle, who has sold the candle, and how the candle has arrived to our hands. Connecting the candles just to connect with the purpose that we are setting, giving light, giving voice to the ancestors. So we can bring harmony at cellular level of our female body. Any other intentions that you want to set the candle related to this work, you can do it now. And when you're ready, you can light the candle. And so it is.
I just had this really relaxed breath out breath, like just completely relaxed. And I blew out my candle. Gonna light it again.
Thank you. Yeah. Also, if by any chance the candle, how do you say, lights off, like turns off?
Goes out.
Yeah,
Or goes
but
out.
we don't light it up again. Okay, now it's fine because you've just did it. Yes, but usually you would, if it just sort of lights up on its own, it is because it has consumed all the energy that it had to support the work. So you have to throw it and light a new candle. But no, what happens literally is that you try to light it up again and it doesn't. I had that too, working with really strong energetic.
Because I have another candle, but I
that's
accidentally.
fine. That's has. But usually what happens is that it doesn't light again. I got a little video. I can show it. I can send it to you. I lighted it up and then turned around. I was back and it was off, and I was like, "Oh, wow, that was quick." And I knew I couldn't, but I was so tempted, and I tried, and the candle wouldn't light. It was just me trying to light like concrete. It was crazy. It wouldn't light, and the wax wouldn't melt. But as strong was the work that I was doing, that the candle said, "Sorry, no, you need a bigger candle." Okay, is now everyone has the candle. So ideally, if you can't, you have to put it in the plate. Yes, because now we're going to be doing some written exercise.
Vale, do you mind to talk just louder because I couldn't hear you?
Okay,
Sorry.
I'll try, but I'm really talking my loudest. But of course, yes, when I am
yeah, the voice went down.
I go
Yeah.
into a different frequency, and usually my voice lowers. But what I'm going to do now. I'm going to be guiding you. So that's, yeah.
Valentina, I'm sorry, because I feel like you explained this before and I still don't really get it. I have a plate and some salt.
Yes. So now you have to set the, no, you have to make a circle with the salt. So
Like
yeah.
a space.
Yeah. And make it, a bit bigger. Yeah. Yeah, go bigger if you can. Yes. And now you know how to melt the wax, so then you can stand the candle.
Yeah, okay, so I'll just melt some wax in the middle until I have enough stick. It's this, the candle's tall, so hopefully it will stay in place. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, please. It's very important that the candle is stable and is there to support the work. So just turn it round and allow the wax. Yes.
I've
But
left.
leave the plate. You have to leave the plate on the table, because otherwise you will be moving it. It will be wobbly. Leave the plate on the table, and and let the wax melt, and then set the candle.
Does everyone else have their candles set up?
Mine is in the candlestick. But you said that it's fine, no?
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, that's my candle.
That's always signed in class, and then the whole class has to wait for the student to catch up.
That's
Don't
okay.
worry. That's not a problem.
Vale, while we're waiting for Veronica, I'm still holding my jewelry. Is that still okay?
Yeah, you can still hold, because now that you're going to start channeling, you will receive information through your jewelry.
So we hold it in the hand. I put it on my finger.
Yeah. How do you feel the activation of the elements?
Yeah, no. I love the water because the circulation. I started feeling that tingling in my legs again, which is great. I told you I had that. It's just been reactivated. So I'm so grateful. It's like, yay, it's coming back.
Beautiful.
Vale, I know you spoke before about blue pen, black pen. What's the better one?
We're going to for this, black pen. Yeah, I haven't actually talked about this in this group. That's something we talked before. Yeah. But if you have, but if not, that's fine.
Do we need a pen and paper? Sorry, I missed that in the.
Yes.
Did you put that in the chat?
Yes.
Oh,
it was on the list. It was.
So.
Go grab one quickly, Charlie.
Can you? Yeah.
Oh, quick!
I'm just doing this to make you feel better, Veronica. So I'm taking one for the team here. Right, 2 seconds.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Or I need a pen, because then I need to run off again.
Pencil is fine.
So do we need to have the candle near us, or we can put it on a table?
You can put it on the table, whatever is close to you, but it's not disturbing you, that you will have. You're really like to.
I like to have it near me, but do we need to write down? I didn't hear that.
Yes, we need to write
need
down. I mean, you can channel and just feel, but you might not remember what you're receiving if you not write it down, if you're not used to it. I mean, I used to channel almost on a daily basis, and then people ask me, what is that you said in that session? And it's like, sorry, no, I don't remember. Donna, I love your questions. I'm just reading. Donna was saying that I think when we were talking about, talking to the body, say, ask into the universe, what is that I need to be aware of? What is that I am projecting about myself? What am I oppressing myself?
I love them too.
What do you need me to know about my healing? Be curious, asking the universe. And remember that the universe is in us. So you can talk to your cells exactly the same way that you will refer to the universe.
The reason I frame it that way, though, for those that, and I honor where everybody is on their journey, ask it in a way that you're not trying to figure it out logically, though, because depending how connected or unconnected you are to your body, if you could be out for a walk and just let the questions go so that the intuition does come back. And I know it's not really a go, but it is. I mean, you're in your own field and you're doing your own thing, but really just come up with all different kinds of questions so that you can allow the intuition in. So you're not overriding the mind even more, which causes the body to burn out and deplete itself more and more. So yeah.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Okay. Are we? I know. No, we've lost. There she is. She's back. So, what we're going to be doing now, yes, we're going to be invoking our female lineage. So when everyone is ready, we're going to be closing our eyes again before we start.
Vale, sorry,
writing.
we are going to invoke who?
Our female lineage.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So I want you to close your eyes. We're going to do a deep inhale. Inhale, connecting to our womb. Invoking our cells and all their memories. And we're going to ask the body, what is that it understands by menopause? What are the memories of my ancestors connecting to menopause? And when you're ready, you can start writing. Don't put mind to it. It might be a drawing. It might be one word. It might be an image. It might be the lyrics of a song. Just allow the body to express. Say in the moment. And when you see something, you feel something. Don't judge it. Don't think about it. Don't question it. Just express it. I suggest that you start writing so then you can allow the ideas to start expressing. It might be just words, and that's fine. We are not channeling, we're just giving voice to the memories of ourselves. Hardly don't cover your face because that's still holding shame. Just allow the body to express, okay? These are the memories of your ancestors. You need to give them voice. How are we doing? I'll give you a couple of minutes if you want to write down anything or what you just received an experience. Yeah, I'll invite everyone so then please to write in the chat one emotion, one vision that you have received from your ancestors. Maybe you have received something positive, something not positive. Really beautiful. Thank you, Charlie. Freedom. Appreciation. Give permission to shine. Wow, that lineage was really looking forward for your healing. So beautiful. Sophia? Accept your femininity. Woohoo. True. Giving us that chance that our ancestors didn't have the opportunity. Claudine and Sylvia. Okay, if you can share in the group chat, God bless you. So then we can move to the second part, which is now connecting to the Council of the Wise Women.
Connecting, sorry.
To the Council of Wise Women.
Thank you.
Okay. You just have given voice to everything that was stuck in your body. Yeah. And as we were saying before, these are the memories of your ancestors. But also they were the memories of your soul. Yes. So your soul needed those memories in that womb, that biology. So then you can express the change. You can start connecting to your femininity, regardless of the age, regardless of the phase where you are. Yes, because there is a purpose why you were born in a female body in this unique moment of humanity. Yes, we know that we're moving into neutrality. We know that we're moving into an androgynous aspect of the self. But we can only start shifting into that consciousness is when we fully grounded in the duality, in the feminine and the masculine. And if we have chosen to be born in a female body in this unique moment of humanity, is because our soul needed to integrate, to be grounded in the feminine energy of this duality. Yes, that's the purpose. It's not understanding what's going on, multidimensionally. Every dimension, every fractal is doing what it should be doing. We're here in physical form. Yes, in a female body. If we haven't fully grounded, if we haven't come into terms with being women, with loving our body, with loving our imperfections, with enjoying our sexuality, it's still work to do. Yeah, that is the work that we have promised ourselves that we would be doing in this incarnation. The biology cannot accept high vibrations unless it's in perfect harmony. Yes, we may have experienced connections in meditations. Yes, we may have experienced connections in particular nodes on Earth. But the true purpose is to be in higher consciousness in every single day. And every single day is held by our biology. So what you have just received, what you have experienced, it is all of your ancestors saying, you know, you can do it. You have our experience. You have our wisdom. You have our emotions. Use them. Do magic with it. You are the alchemist. Yes, and that happens every single day. Not that 1 year trip that we think that we're going to cure all our illnesses and our craziness, but it's every single day. And today you've been shown the support that you have from that ancestral lineage to do the work. Looked at everything you received, it's just appreciation. It's courage. It's keep going. We hold in you. It can be more beautiful. So with that energy, we're going to present ourselves to the council of that earth feminine consciousness. I want you to close your eyes. Keep a deep inhale and just go to the heart and exhale. We're going to go to our womb and activate our energetic roots connecting to Mother Earth. Activating the roots to go all the way down to the heart of the mother. And remember all of those experiences connecting to Earth consciousness. Remember all of those experiences that you were sitting in that circle of wise women. You're not attending to that circle for the first time. You have done it many, many times. Each of you have a place waiting for you. Take it. Take your place. Just allowing the energy to flow, now the circle is closed. Receive it and send it. Send it and receive it. Feminine and masculine in perfect harmony. And now, ask yourself, what is menopause? You always knew it. You have been in this circle before. You have been holding the feminine consciousness of Earth. Just remember it. Listen to the other wise women. They have been holding the space, waiting for you to be back. And you have been doing this life after life, generation after generation. And you knew this time it was going to be different. You didn't know different how, but you knew it was going to be different. And you accepted it as you understood it has to do with your soul evolution. But you are here in the place that is yours, no one else's. Bringing heaven to earth. Presenting earth to heaven. You are the interception. The perfect point of harmony and balance. And we greet you and honor you for taking your place. Thank you. Mhm. Mhm. I can perceive there are some dark entities connecting to the circle. But this circle is being reactivated after many, many years of being dormant. And every woman reconnecting to the circle will bring all of the soul's experience. And it's about not rejecting, but staying in the center, accepting, forgiving. And being thankful for everything that we have experienced, life after life, in our lights and in our shadows, bringing forgiveness to our soul experiences, bringing gratitude to every other soul that we have connected with, releasing contracts, For those that are backed from their experience, you want to start sharing in the chat. What is that you have perceived? What you have received from the circle? Funny, the smell of Mira just activated in this room. I have taken a card before we started, while we were doing the connection to the ancestors, and it came the autumn, and it says release the old and rest. Actually, just jumped out of the card was okay, beautiful.
That's the second word I wrote down before. I wrote down freedom and rest before, but I only typed freedom, but the second word was rest.
Beautiful.
My mind was mostly blank, but I felt it was more of an energy sense. I felt there were a few times where I felt energy surging through my body, and my face was twitching a little bit.
Mine too. My brain was like,
yeah, my head was turning. Sometimes that happens when I'm feeling energy.
Very interesting, because when I created the space to connect to the circle with the other group, it was very much an introduction. Yes. Because most of those souls, they were quite young souls. Whereas this group, you are part of that circle. I'm not. Yeah, actually the first time I connected, the circle turned around and looked at me and said, your vibration doesn't match. And I say, I know, because I'm bringing a new aspect of divine feminine. But I said, but if I'm here, it's because I'm supposed to be here. And then a space open for me to take place in the circle. And that's when I started downloading from the circle. And I started doing healing in that circle. But the moment I opened the space for you, is that you all have been part of the circle in many, many lives. It was so beautiful to see the spaces, and everything that was just saying, I was channeling. Yes, I was shown how to guide you to take your place back. So I literally got the chills seeing all these old women, all these all feminine holding the space and taking back your space.
Thank you, Valentina. It does feel like a really beautiful group right now. And there's eight women, which is an important number this year.
Yeah. So really beautiful.
I just want to say thank you to Valentina, but to everyone. It like you said, Veronica, it was a really strong space. Really nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
We now need to bring this back into the cells because we have allowed the cells to talk, yes, and express. But now that you have connected with the wisdom of the circle, you now, because you have been in the etheric realms, now you're going to download it to your cells. So the cell can start bringing the harmony of what really the menopause phase means, truly, which is really reconnecting to Mother Earth. In the previous circle, one of the ladies said, connecting to menopause, moving into that stage in our lives is stop being the daughters of Earth to become Earth itself.
I could see this very strong root. Gosh, it was incredible because I got the word harmony, and while I was having harmony, you said harmony. I thought, God, it was incredible.
It was really beautiful.
And also, I don't know, I felt like a tube of light, like connection between the sky and the earth. So strong. Yeah, very.
That was the heart space. Yeah.
Yeah. In the balance, the harmony between the two, no?
Yes.
Exactly, is what I wrote. The harmony between is in the heart space. Exactly.
Anyone channel any symbols or had any visions?
I had a flashback to a dream that was meaningful to me, but I don't know if anyone else wants to speak, because I don't know if it's the right time to mention it or or not. Should I?
Go for it.
So I had a dream with Matthias in it a few months back, and I've had a few, but I know that's not unusual. Like, I guess Matthias is in our consciousness because we listen to him talk. But in this dream, there was, and I've never met him, by the way, there was a group of people, and we were in an empty shop, a long shop with a glass storefront. And we were in there, I guess, doing some kind of a workshop. I don't know what it was, but I was the first one to whatever, because Matthias was doing a kind of a healing, but typically he's not a healer. That's not his role. Mm-hmm. But in this dream setting, he was doing something, and he opened up what was like the reproductive area. That's why I'm mentioning it in this context, because the dream came to me now when he opened like a slit down here and then put something in which seemed like a fingernail, and then sealed it. And then I went to the front of the storefront where the glass was, while the other people did whatever they had to do. And I was bawling. I couldn't stop crying. Like the tears stopped coming. And I'm not sure what the emotion was. It was just profound sadness. But he hadn't done anything bad to me. It was a neutral. I don't know what he did. But he wasn't hurting me. He was. I don't know exactly what he did, but it was like, I think he was trying to fix something, or he was trying to implant something that would. So I'm sure that was my subconscious, but I don't know what it was. It was just interesting that it was in that reproductive area, or the, what is that, the solar plexus chakra, I forget
Sacral.
this area.
Sacral
The
chakra.
sacrum.
Yes. So anyway, that's what came to mind when we were doing
Well,
that.
I have to say, the whole idea of having a nail part in my womb doesn't sound positive.
No, painful.
So don't bring the mind trying to
Yeah.
turn it back. I think you feel that wasn't right.
I had a friend that said, well, maybe it was a seed. I think it was a seed, like something new, like trying to put a positive spin on it, but didn't feel very positive in the dream.
I agree.
Yeah.
I've taken things like that out of people's over because I
No,
connect
don't.
very deeply.
No
I
one
mean,
puts
I've
it on
worked
it.
with the mother in the earth, and I'm going to invite you to explore it from a what was the message, just so that you do you've asked it enough and explored it in enough different ways, because the last thing we want is people imprinting or inserting things in us,
Because
and again,
in any
choice.
part
It's
is
just
in the matrix.
I 100% agree. Just go into it in a different way. Just ask in different forms, and it'll come. Well, you need to make the meaning of it first of all, but yeah.
Yeah.
Can
The
I,
question.
can I share something that it came to me, the first part that maybe can be helpful because it's true. So because I was holding this ring and it belonged to my grandma, and my grandma came, and I was quite it was quite emotional, really. But what I remember that I thought, yeah, that is true. So when I was young, nobody in my country, in Italy, spoke about the menopause. Speaking about menopause was really something, a taboo. Yeah, nobody spoke about it. So basically, my grandma said, I started to feel very anxious and fear. And basically, it came to me, nobody speaks about it. So I don't really know what it is. I don't know what is going to happen. But also, menopause normally was seen like almost the end of life, no? So you're not, as a woman, you're not useful, no? You become very old, and after that you die, no? So it was quite a eye-opener for me, because I thought, that is true, actually. I never knew what it means to be menopausal. I never asked the question, and then it happened like that, because of what happened to me. And maybe many other people feel the same. Many other women feel the same, really. It was quite incredible.
That's why we
Yeah.
do it, and creating the space.
Yeah.
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 Because we need to, and you're part of that wise women council, which truly understand that the menopause, it is the full reconnection to earth consciousness.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when I went to the circle, it was really strange, because with my grandma, it was a very almost painful. I was quite very upset. And then when you said about the circle, I was so happy, and I thought, God, I would like to dance. It's so nice to be here. And then it was like a celebration, and I wrote many things that, yeah, celebrating being a woman. I'm very happy to be me, and living in harmony in the heart, between heart and the sky, and I could feel this huge, incredible roots. I saw a crystal, and wow, total different. And it was like wise women, no, that all that power, they know you don't mess about with me.
Yeah.
No,
So
like a white witch.
Our soul record has those memories, yes, at soul frequency. Yeah, that's why those spaces where they're waiting for you to take them back. So what we need to do now is to bring that into the biology. So
Yeah.
we tell the biology, yes, you have experience, yes, the aspect of the women moving into menopause and becoming with lack of self-worth, lack of purpose, being rejected, being treated as pointless and useless. Yeah, because we had many generations of that.
Yeah.
But we are the transitioners, we are the bridge. Okay, so we are the ones now.
Yeah.
Connecting
And also,
to,
it came to me that,
yeah, sorry, just let me finish. Connecting to our own soul memories, connecting to our own wisdom, and downloading that into the cells. So then the body will now start working in our own consciousness, not the consciousness of the biology, but the consciousness of ourself. Okay.
Mm.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Sylvia, you wanted to say
No,
something?
because your voice for me was coming and going. To me, it came also that menopause is just a word. It's just a word.
Yeah, as everything on this
Depends
planet.
what you mean to you, really. But normally, in the old paradigm, is a negative association, no? But it's just a word.
Everything is the meaning of words is the meaning we have given it as collective.
Yeah.
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 Same as the meaning that we have given to death.
Yeah.
Yes. The same as the meaning that we have given to our blood, our menstrual blood.
Yeah.
Yes. The same as we have given to sex. They're just concepts, and we are the ones infusing a magnetic field to it, which is the emotion.
Yeah.
But that's why we are creators, because we have been created. We never stop being created. I always laugh when, you know, people believes that applying the law of attraction is that we are bringing something new. It's like, no. Is that you're always attracting, you're always manifesting. But now you're understanding how it's doing. Before you were doing it, but from all the subconscious baggage that you were holding from your lineage. Now you can clean all that, honor them, say thank you. But now I'm bringing my own consciousness, because that was the pact. That was the agreement with the lineage. They will allow me to match the vibration, because my soul really needed to heal a long list of experiences, no positive nor negatives. But now I'm grounding my true self. I'm grounding the right frequency of my consciousness. Yeah. Although we all back to source, our self, our spirit has been through many different paths to come to Earth. So we are unique in that sense. That's why we don't have to be ashamed of our true colors. Yeah, because I know that when I go and start connecting with a place, when I do healing in that place, it doesn't mean that I am special or I have special powers. It means that my true colors, my unique sacred geometry, yeah, it is resonating, and I'm bringing harmony into that chord. But we are fiber optics. There are many chords passing information into that same cable. So when we truly start connecting, that there is no being egocentric or is not being obnoxious, and all the things that we believe, we start talking and putting ourselves in front of people and talking about us. It is just positioning myself, because that was the agreement, that I was going to position myself, hold the space for each of you to position yourself. So you hold the space to position another group, and this is how we create the flower of light. We create the flower of light with our own fractals, but also we create a flower of light with consciousness, group consciousness in groups like this. That's how we start bringing change. Stop repeating the patterns. So let's go on now, bring that into our biology, and let's ground it. I'm going to take you to your heart, but I'm not going to guide you, because each of you have done this before. Visualize yourself at this beautiful golden infinitive connecting your soul star chakra, your upper heart chakra, and Gaia, the star chakra. And just open and allow for the download into your biology. I honor you.
When do we blow out the candle, Valentina?
We don't. We can't.
Oh, that's what you were saying about letting it just.
Yeah, because otherwise it will stop the work that it's doing in cleansing.
How much longer? It's just I have to get going. I have to be somewhere. Or
We-
you've soon
Yeah, we
like
finish.
5-10 minutes, or Just so I kind of get,
10 minutes.
Yeah. okay.
I'm trying to think where to leave the candle where my husband
Okay,
won't
you
think I.
can
Don't think.
um in
Don't
in the center of a table.
Or in the bathtub, maybe.
No, not in a bathroom, because bathrooms are portals.
Oh,
Okay, so yeah, you don't want to open a portal. You never leave a healing candle in the bathroom. You can leave it
And what?
in the kitchen, for example, in the sink, as long as you don't have any furniture on top of it. Yeah,
yeah.
or
I-
in the
maybe,
stove. You can also then leave it in the floor, for example, in the kitchen, where you shouldn't take much to, because it's not a big candle to light up.
Okay.
How are we doing?
I just ask about the bathroom thing. Is that leaving a healing candle going? So it's okay to have candles when you have a bath and stuff like that, is it?
Yes, but not leave
Okay.
them on overnight.
Okay.
Yeah, in the bathroom, or leave the candle in front of a mirror. Same thing, is that they open portals, and you don't know what may come through. So
Why is a bathroom a portal?
because the entities, they tend to live in the pipes. So usually when you clean a house, you will find all the entities in a bathroom. That's where they hide. I'm talking entities like dark entities.
Can you smudge them? Is that easy to do to clear them?
The entities.
Mm.
Yeah, because as I said, everything comes because of matching vibration. Yes. Otherwise we wouldn't feel them. Or if I go to a house, I wouldn't feel them. The entities are matching the vibration of the people living in the house. So that's why I don't like to do house cleansing without working with the people in the house, because otherwise I will clean the house. Yeah. But if the person isn't still in that low vibration, it will maybe won't attract exactly that same color entity, but it will attract the neighbor. So always you have to work with the living being, because the living being is the high vibration, is the one actually setting, creating the scene, creating scenario. We are creators. This is a hologram. Everything that happens among us is our own creation. So and usually then when we attract entities, the entities would connect to a physical place, and because of the vibration, that physical place where all the dirt and the shed is the bathroom. That's why they tend to be in there.
Ma in the kitchen and in the sink is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I said, trust the candle, don't bring fear to it. It has been holding the space for you.
My husband's
this
gonna
is integrating the fire element. You
my
are in
husband
charge of the fire element.
time to communicate with him what's happening with the candle. He's going to get up before me. He's going to get up early. He's going to go downstairs, be shocked that there's a candle on. He's going to blow it out.
Who is that?
My husband.
Can you
Leave a message.
Can you leave a
Candle.
message?
Just say,
Okay.
do not blow out. Leave a message.
Yeah.
Leave a note. I'll say, don't
Yeah.
blow it out.
Yeah, leave a note. Yeah. And I said, but maybe by morning it's already finished. Okay.
And do you know how interesting that astrologically today we've got Sun conjunct Neptune in Pisces? And one of the read-ups for that is we need to disconnect, rest, feel and accept that a phase is ending and flow into a new one that will be opening with the equinox on March 20th. These are the days to process deep emotions and surrender control. So the timing is perfect, ladies.
Yeah.
Surrender control. Let the candle do its work. Don't try to.
I'm enjoying all of you so much. I'm just enjoying all of your energy. You're all so beautiful. Thank you.
Oh,
You.
just a mirror. Just a mirror.
Yeah. It has been an amazing.
Thank you, Vale.
Thank you so much.
Well, it was
Thank
really
all of
Thank
you.
you, Vale. Mhm.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you all for keeping
it's been
space.
my pleasure. If you want to explore this going further, I have shared some information about how I support, this work, the integration of all the archetypes, connecting also then to the symptoms that we have, experiences, but even if we don't have symptoms, just understanding and bringing harmony and full consciousness to each of the archetypes and connection to the elements. And it is just recapping and everything that we have been doing from our unconscious place. Yes, now to bring the harmony from conscious, like for example, when we connect with the archetype of the pre-ovulation of the air, the first question we ask is like, what is freedom for me? Because we are supposed to understand freedom at the age of 13, 14 when we are activating, and there is no way we're doing that because we don't have the support, the collective support for us to have that initiatic path. Yeah. So it's so beautiful to see how women start going through at this age to redefine freedom. The same thing to redefine connection to sexuality. Yes, to their roles that they're holding as mothers, as couple, as friends, doing all the work in connection to the shadows when we start moving into, understanding more the perimenopause. What is that? What are the fears? What is holding me back? What I'm concerned about becoming old, to then fully connect to that wise experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It has been really beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Very much.
Good
Take care.
Night.
Good night.
Bye.
Please.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.